right there, the person I met back then, because I tell you, big booties, that's all you used to talk about. Like, you used to talk about women so much.
Yeah.
Sit cocked up in your chair, talk about women.
Yeah.
If you're not selling, you talk about women.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ain't no way you got this many women. Ain't no way.
There is a way. Welcome to another episode of W.K.H. I'm your host, Edwin Perez. I have the lovely
Destiny.
This first names only on a first name basis.
Just Destiny. Just Destiny.
We have just Destiny here. And it's been a very interesting day to get you here, huh? Perseverance is definitely a good attribute to have as a female entrepreneur, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's not good.
Just to catch you up, we were supposed to start around 7:30. I'm not trying to make you look bad.
No, you fine.
If anything, I just want to give her a shout out because there's times that things do get in the way and we kind of just like, we'll do it some other time.
Oh.
And you was like, nah.
Today.
We doing this. I'm like, I'm cool.
Good.
And here we are.
Good. I'm happy to be here, though.
I appreciate you coming. And I also appreciate the communication. Before we move forward, she is amazing. You can follow her on Instagram. About to drop her Instagram tag on there. What's your at?
She's Des. That's my personal page you all can check out.
Okay.
And Des styled it for hair.
For hair. I know where I'm going to add it on there.
Yeah,
so
for hair.
For people that can't spell.
Yes. And for any short-term rentals.
Oh.
Right. Y'all don't even know about that.
How you going to slide about that? I didn't even know about the short-term rentals.
A lot of stuff I don't speak about.
Okay. But we going to talk about it
yet
today.
Yet to come. But that is Mia Moore Luxury Global LLC.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Obviously, doesn't have a problem like sharing that information, sharing that knowledge. Mm-hmm. So we were just talking about what do you do, right?
Right.
And we live.
Yes.
But besides living, since we are living.
No, I was going to say that living.
I'm living. That's what I'm doing for a living. Would you say you're an entrepreneur, or are you saying more like you want to be known as a stylist that just so happens to be a businesswoman?
An entrepreneur. Because I dib and dab in a lot personally. I just don't want to center myself around just one thing when I can do more. Like with hair, when I'm doing hair, I'm speaking to my clients, speaking motivation to them, just speaking to them.
Positively.
Yeah.
Bringing life into
yes.
Right.
And crazy thing is I had a client that was depressed. I did not know she was depressed. I did not know, but she did not speak the whole appointment. And I'm a talkative person.
Right.
So I was just I was trying to talk to her, but she wasn't talking to me. So I'm like, what did I do? I did not know. But when she left, her mom texted me. And her mom was just like, I just want to tell you, thank you.
Wow.
She was going through depression.
That's
she loves
crazy.
her hair. And
she lost her hair?
She loves her hair.
Oh, she loves her hair.
She loves her hair so much that she's talking now. She's doing a whole 1, 2, 3. And that made me happy. And I'm like, this is my purpose. My purpose is not just to do hair, but to motivate these women and let them know that they are beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I feel like a lot of people underestimate that the quality and that a lot of these, what the people in the beauty industry bring. Same thing with barbers. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I don't get a haircut as often as most people do. But when I get there, I also notice that the barber vents too. He's arguing with his wife. You know what I'm saying? He going off on his wife, and then he hangs up, and then he's like, and I'm like, hey, chill, bro, chill. He's like, nah, man, you know how women are. And he just kind of vents, and then I make him laugh about it.
And that's the point. That's the point. I love that. I love you have to build a relationship. Build a relationship with your clients.
Right.
That's how you get good rapport. I learned that. You know where I learned that from. But rapport.
She learned that in sales, working with us, selling. We used to work in sales. That's how I met you. Mm-hmm. How old were you at the time? So you're 21 now. By the way, she is the youngest person I've had on this podcast so far.
He telling my age.
That's crazy. I should have never said that. Destiny 21. That's all you're going to know today is Destiny 21.
21. It don't make no sense.
It does not make sense. But you were, that's 2 years ago. So I'm just going to say
2 years ago.
19.
I was
about to be 20.
I was 18 studying to get my, not real estate license, but my life insurance license. I received them, and then I became an agent. But you know,
That's
the first
crazy.
time I took the test, I did not pass the test. I had to take the test again.
It was a tedious test.
Yeah, but I passed it. Did that for about like not even a year, like not that
Less
long.
than a year.
Less than a year. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
So what brought you to what attracted you about that industry when you first started selling life insurance?
Really, the whole goal. You know how we all have our life planned. Everybody has their life planned out, what we think we're going to do. But after high school, I was not supposed to just get into life insurance. The goal was real estate. Life insurance was plan C.
Damn.
Plan C. But but plan C ended up being plan A. Talked to Joe.
Right.
Got on, and I was just like, okay, I like it here, but I just did not love it. Like
Right.
it was cool. The money was good, you know.
Yeah.
But it became where if you don't sell a policy, you get behind on bills. Nobody don't want that.
Right.
I personally don't want that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's funny because even though a lot of the people that we all work there spread out, and I kind of talk to them, and a lot of them still have that entrepreneurship mindset.
Yes.
And that builds a lot of it. It builds a lot of character. You know, exactly. We build a lot of character. It helps you get through like rebuttals and people, things like that. And now, as somebody like yourself, you're developing a culture, not even just a business.
Right.
You have a culture
Right.
where women can feel comfortable enough to be like, I'm going to be heard. I'm going to be understood.
Yes.
And I'm going to walk out a whole new woman.
Yes.
But so far, you know, you've only lived for like 3 days, but tell us about those 3 days. What does that bring you? Who is the destiny today? Why did it bring you to this destiny?
The destiny is not who I was yesterday. Every day we are not the same person. Like today is not going to be my tomorrow. And I say that by like when I was a little girl, I would not think that I would be a hairstylist. I thought I would be I'm still working on that, but I thought I would be a singer or something. Well, I don't have the voice, but
like you said, if you set your mind to it, you'll do it.
Yeah, set your mind to a lot of things if you have confidence. But I feel like every day you're not going to be the same. It's all about growth. You live and you learn. I'm not the same person that I was when I was 18. I'm not the same girl. I'm not the same woman. I'm not the same little girl, toddler.
Right.
You know, you just change. But I feel like you still keep some of those features to you, the good ones.
Right. Absolutely. And I think that some of the good ones that stay outdo the bad ones because, you know, we all have a tendency to be negative.
Right.
And beat ourselves up for the negatives. And it's just trauma. And remember you asked me earlier, before we started recording, we were talking about children, like how long... because you've been with your significant other for a while now.
Yes,
but you don't have children. Obviously, I think you're waiting. Is there like an age? Are you waiting, or you just don't want any?
Personally, I do not want kids before marriage. That's go back to where I was like the posting and all that. But I'm not looking forward to having no kids. I'm not
You're
like
looking forward to being a mom, but not the process.
I'm not even looking forward to being a mom. I'm looking forward to that. No, I'm not. Like honestly, I honestly feel like Jesus. Let me explain. I feel like I honestly don't want kids. Like my husband, and when I say husband, because I'm not giving a child to a boyfriend.
Of course.
But my husband, I don't want a baby dad. A lot of people are getting the baby dad and the husband confused. But with my husband with my husband, I will, if he wants a kid, I will give him a kid. But personally, he has to want the kid in order for me to give him the kid, for me to carry his seed.
So it's something. So let me make sure. That's very selfless because it sounds to me like you don't want to be a mom, but you're willing to be a mom.
Yeah, I'm willing to. Like if that's my husband, he treat me right, and he say he want a kid, I'm gonna give him a kid.
Wow.
Why not? Why not? If you treat me right, and I feel like you're can be a good father, I would give you a kid.
You know, there's gonna be some women in here listening and be like, "Girl, you tripping?"
No,
but
like
it's okay. You know, everybody has
like
their opinion.
if you're honestly, y'all, if your man treating you right and your man want a kid, even though you don't want one, not right then, not so soon, but when you're comfortable to give him one and you're in a good space, have one.
Because that was I'm glad you kind of
Clear that up.
Clip that up, because it leads to what I was talking about earlier, which is going to be, you don't want to have children until you deal with your traumas. And a lot of people always think about finances. They're like, oh, I got to get my money right before I have a child.
Right.
And that's honestly right. And nowadays, yes, it's very important. And you don't want to be a broke parent.
But kids are expensive too.
Yeah, no. Right. Absolutely. But that's like the materialistic side of things. If you're lucky enough to live in the United States, your child should have Medicaid by the time growing up.
Amen.
Once they're 18, they're on their own. But like, hey, get some Blue Cross, get your ass to work. Figure something out. You know what I'm saying? At 18.
Yeah, no, that's how it is though.
But with that being said, the most important thing is getting rid of the traumas, or working through the traumas that we have that our parents couldn't go through.
Right.
So, if you're transferring that into your child, it's like, I'm not taking care of myself, so I'm going to let my child figure that out.
Right.
But then your child is born anxious. Your child has depressive, a depressive disorder. Like, the person can't really deal with. There's a lot of children out there, and particularly nowadays, like Gen Zs, maybe some Generation Alphas. I know a little
Gen
shots fired.
Zs.
Yeah, no, you part of that. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Oh, no. I don't want to be a part of them.
So you are a Gen Z. We were going to talk about that. You don't identify as a Gen Z.
That's not funny, Spot.
But you are a Gen Z. But you're an old soul. I will give you that. And even with some of the trainings that we had when we were working together in sales, the way you carried yourself, there was a lot of people that are older than you that honestly were more immature, or I guess less mature. So with that being said, do you feel like you were just naturally born an old soul, or do you feel like life kind of beat you up and then kind of humbled you or something?
Honestly, I can't. I feel like it's the people you're around. Like, I grew up around older people. All my cousins are older than me. Not all my cousins, but like, most of my cousins are older than me. So probably born an old soul.
But also had older people to look up to.
Older people around me, because I still had a childhood. It didn't beat me up. I enjoyed my whole life so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Same thing here. And you kind of start noticing that when you look at other people and you don't see that light that you see that you carry. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we all have those, like, we all have a day that you don't want to get up, you don't want to do much, but for overall, when I go, especially when I go out to like Airbnbs with my friends, and we all have to like share a common area. Well, obviously we all have our own rooms, but I'm saying we have to share a house.
Right.
When I'm up, I'm up. And I'm singing, I'm ready to go. And most people are like, I need breakfast, or I need a coffee.
Yes.
And they're like dragging.
I understand.
And then they're like, I'm not a morning person. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't believe in that shit.
You don't believe not a morning person?
I don't believe in that. There is no, you are alive. Which you like, it's like you saying like, I'm alive another day, but I'm not a alive person. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you're telling me that, okay, let me ask you a question. So you're telling me if you're asleep, you've been working all day, 12-hour shift, you go to sleep, someone wakes you up, you'll be okay with getting up?
Not the best mood, and it depends on the reason why we're getting up. So
you're not a person that like to wake up, right?
There's not necessarily a person that likes to get up. It depends on the circumstance. So what I'm saying is, okay, if we're on vacation, why the hell is you dragging? You see what I'm saying? Like, no. I'm talking about on an Airbnb on vacation, and I mean, like, some people like to rest and sleep in, and I get it, but we got an itinerary, sweetheart.
Right, okay, I understand that.
Also, you got to get up and go to work.
Right.
People wake up, listen, I'm not saying I wake up like, woo, I'm on 10, but give me 10 minutes, and I'm in a really good mood. The way that I could be in a bad mood is I have to stub my toe in the morning. Like, that's a tough start.
But you said give me 10 minutes. That's still giving you time. Some people just need extra time.
Like 2 hours?
Probably. It's just I don't want to say people say they're not a morning person. Because personally, you have to give me as well like 10 minutes to get up. But like, listen, like my mom, she'd be calling me, and she would call me at 8:30 in the morning. I'll be sleeping real good. And I'm like, hello. And she's like, oh, I just wanted to call, see what you're doing. What am I doing?
That's just
Ma,
love. That's just love.
What am I doing at 8:30?
She worked.
She sleep. She up that early. She just up that early. She want to talk, and I'm like, Ma, can I please call you back at like around 10, please?
No, I get it.
To get my thoughts together.
I think that if you want life to be a little bit more exciting, you gotta wake up more excited.
Right.
That's just my philosophy. But it's to each his own, and I do get it. Some people are night owls. They're up at night and they're like good to go at night. I'm more like tired at night. You know? So it to each his own. I give that to a lot of people. A lot of my friends are night owls. I'm more of a morning person for sure.
I'm more of a both.
Then there you go.
You just have to have motivation.
You have great character. You have good charisma. We've had like a pretty, even though we've had some like choppiness in the recording because of my freaking dog and the camera. It's crazy. But anyway, I like your charisma. You definitely is helped you build your business, I assume. Yes,
you're right. I feel like everything I went through helped me build my business through clients, through my personal life. I try not to mix my business with personal, because once you get business and personal mix, it's just like, what did I do?
Why do you think that it's not good to mix those two things?
Some people try to take advantage. Me being a hairstylist, and that's crazy, I was just talking about this, but me being a hairstylist, a lot of people like, oh, I'll be her friend. Like, I want to be her friend. She start doing my hair for free. No, I'm not doing no one hair for free. I'm not doing no service for free.
You know, it reminds me of a story of my friend, my buddy Eric, who is he's a barber, and the only person whose hair he cuts for free is his brother.
Right.
Because his brother used to let him cut his hair when he was practicing. Exactly. Yes. So it's like he's earned those stripes. You know, he's had some messed up tape lines. You know what I'm saying? He's going. So it's like, hey, bro, I'm going to make it up to you when I'm like a $50 barber, $60 barber. You're charging $60 for a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Instead, now you saving that money. So yeah, and you gotta earn those stripes. I feel
when he was paying, when he was practicing.
No. He wasn't paying his brother. Oh. No, I'm just saying he practiced on his brother all that time when he must have had some bad haircuts. Right. Now he does a really great job, and now his brother is the only one that gets free hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people. That's what I'm like. The reason why I try to take advantage. Set. Like when I first started, I wasn't just charging like $300 to $600 on doing hair. I was charging free. I remember doing hair literally for $80. $80, and I was standing up. Listen, I was standing up 15 hours straight doing this girl small knotless to the ankle for $80, no tip.
So the only thing that I know about what you just said is the fact that it hit the ankle, so I know that took forever. And $80 don't sound like
$80 does not sound right. Listen, you have to know your worth in anything. Like, and I felt like I was getting taken advantage of. That's why I was like, I would not ever do hair for free. Now,
when did you make that decision? When did that spark? When you're like, I'm done.
Actually, I do hair for free. I do hair for free, but for people that needs it, and I have to know. And a lot of those times, people don't know that I do hair for free because I let my clients know, hey, if you know anyone in your family that needs their hair done for, like, for example, back to school, I let a few of my clients know, like, hey, if you have cousins, friends, anyone that need their hair done, let them know to come here and I'll do it completely free. You didn't have to buy no hair.
That's awesome.
So I don't post about it because I know word of mouth go around quickly.
Yeah. So, and then the good deed turns into like. I think there's a saying in Spanish, it's like, tú le das la mano y te cogen el brazo.
It's like you give,
yeah. You ain't had a bob with it, but it's okay.
Because it sounds like something I heard in DR. Do not know how to.
Okay. You sound like you were listening to fucking El Alfa or something. El Alfa.
I don't know.
El Alfa.
The clubs are there different.
No, they definitely are. I've never been. My roommate is Dominican. We're supposed to be going next year, so it should be real fun.
I hope you enjoy it.
We're going to Colorado next weekend. So
okay.
With him, we were thinking about doing DR next year. So
DR, I did that this year for my birthday. Well, my boyfriend surprised me with a trip there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds good. That's a good surprise.
I know, and I wanted to go bigger for his birthday this year. But
listen,
we doing something else.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Don't always try to compete with the gifts. It's
wild. Nothing, but I love that the fact that I'm able to, like, that we are able to.
I like that.
Like, I don't mind competing because I love a little competition in my relationship.
And giving, and it's a good competition because it's like
giving. Like, it's like giving. Like, my boyfriend betted me I had made a smash burgers, and he betted me $200 because I had. Oh my, this is a big bet, y'all. I was being a big bet.
Oh,
but
no.
listen,
Big back moment.
like he had I had made smash burgers with fries, but I didn't have any fries. I just made me two. Oh my god. This is really big bag.
Oh god, just go ahead.
I made me two smash burgers, and I made him two smash burgers with fries. And he looked at my plate, and he like, babe, you know you're not finna eat that. Like, because I don't eat like that around him. But I can eat like that. A lot of women can eat more than what we consume in front of you all.
Just to not do it in front of us.
But we just don't do it in front of y'all. So he was like, I bet you $200. You cannot eat that. Eat both of those. And I said, $200? I kid you not. Within 15 minutes, they were gone. Like,
I believe it. I know. Even if you couldn't finish it, like
I finished it. He told me to finish it all, so I finished it all.
That's crazy.
And he does that a lot, though. I feel like he does that for me to eat, because I literally wait so long to eat. Like, I literally only had like Chick-fil-A today. When I accidentally called you, I was at Chick-fil-A getting fries and chicken tenders.
I heard you. And I was like, I'm listening to your pocket right now. Like, what's going on?
I thought you was listening to the pocket.
And then you started like singing and stuff on your way in the car or whatever.
Oh, no, sir. No, he was ear watching. He was ear hustling. That's what they call that.
Ear hustling?
Ear hustling. You didn't hang up the phone.
Crazy. Yo, you're hearing that? These terminologies brought to you by Generation Z.
No, this
never heard of that.
This is brought to you by
ear hustlers. Ear hustlers. That's crazy.
This is brought to you by a person that know of an ear hustler right here.
That's crazy. Wild. Okay. So, in your business, I like the little philanthropy that you do, which is like you give back to some of these people. You know, where is it that you find? Because I did a little bit of digging of the industry, because I don't know much about. You obviously saw the previous episode with Pam when she was in here,
right?
And I like to learn.
Shout out to Pam.
Yeah, she did amazing.
I loved it, girl. That's why I'm here today. She motivated me to be here. Yeah.
And then she takes reins on anything. Like if she's gonna do something, she's gonna take the time, dedication, and the disciplines to do it and get it done. There's days where she won't text me back for a couple of days. There's days where she'll be like, hey, I'll make it up to you. We're going to go somewhere, because I that's just the type of person that she is. You know, everybody knows, you know, close friends of hers. Right. Unless it's probably like her mom or dad. You're not going to get texted back in a couple of days. And at first, you're like, screw that person. But then you're like, no, for real. Just a little bit of the ego side of things. You know, you're like, nah, screw you. But then you're like, nah, bro, that person's actually genuinely busy. You know what I'm saying? You can make time for it, but you're busy, bro. You're busy. Definitely. You're busy. And do you find it difficult to communicate with different types of clients?
That's why I have an assistant.
For real?
Yes.
Cool.
I hired my little cousin.
Okay.
Because she's currently in hair school right now.
Okay.
But when she can't communicate, I communicate, which I don't mind. You just have to, I don't want to say read the person's energy, but you know energy through, I don't want to say you know energy through a text, but the way that a person texts can tell you the way that you need to
address them.
Yes. Now, if they're coming off rude and you're a business owner, that don't mean come off rude. That just redirect them. Because it's a couple of clients that'll be like, how much is this? No hey, no good afternoon. I'll be like, so this is what I'll do. I'll be like, oh, good afternoon. How are you? I hope everything is fine. This is this much. This is how much this service is. And also here's my website for more prices and availability. I redirected their whole energy. Why? Because now they're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. Hey, because I don't want you to walk in my shop and not speak. You have to
respect.
Yeah, you have
There's
to.
There's a little bit of entitlement that comes with, like, it. You know when they say don't bite the hand that feeds you. When you go to a restaurant, don't be that person and start complaining about the food, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Because then a little extra, the hot tool on your mashed potatoes. You know, but same thing with hair. I mean, I always, cause I was just talking about TJ, for example. Like he had an issue with this lady I used to do his hair. She was always late. Oh. Always late. Oh. What?
Oh no, I'm listening.
Oh, you know what that is like? Oh.
No, I don't know what that's like. Personally, I don't know what that's like. Like you have to be. I don't want to say you have to be strict, but personally me, I'm on time for my clients. Like,
And if
like
they're not on time?
if they're not on time, you have a 15-minute grace period. Like, that's okay. And if you tell me something's going on and I'm open that day, I'm still going to get you in that day.
Right.
Like, I'm not finna just throw my money away because throw
But
your
if
money.
but if you got somebody scheduled in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, I let them know. I always let them know, like, hey, I do have someone else. Would you like to reschedule? And or we can change your style. It's all about how do you want to convenience that person. Although it was an inconvenience to you, you have to think about how you can convenience them.
Yeah. And I think that you have the right idea for a young woman. And again, I know you obviously grew up around older people and everything, but I still, you're 21, girl. Like, we gotta spit some facts into you. But at the same time, you bringing up some light into what a lot of business owners fail to realize. Right. Customer service is an extreme. It's key. It is huge in the industry. And then when people think of not necessarily customer service, customer experience.
Right.
That experience from the time that I first communicate with you.
Thank you.
All the way till I walk out of your door and I get into I'm like, damn, that is such I'll give you an example. There's literally just the other day, 2 weeks ago, my AC broke down, right? First person comes up. I'm not going to say any names, but there's this AC company came out. Guy's like, hey, where's your AC? Hey, I'm here to fix your AC. I'm like, hey, how you doing? All right, good. He's like, where's your unit? I was like, it's over there.
Right.
And then he's like, all right. He looks at it, whatever, he's checking into it. And I'm like, yeah, man, I was just telling him a little bit of what I already did. I'm like, yeah, I already checked the thermostat. I did this. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
I don't want to be that guy either. And I could tell that he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm the licensed HVAC guy here, not you, buddy. And I could get that energy. So I kind of back off. I'm like, I'm like, I work from home. So I'm like, just let me know if you need me to, or if you need to shut down the main unit or whatever.
Right.
Knocks on my door. He's like, hey man. He's like, you got a busted blower. You got to get it fixed. He's like, and I'm like, he's like walking out as he's telling me this. I'm like, so can you fix it? He's like, yeah, we just got to get your home warranty company to come out here and estimate it, and then we can get it fixed. It's under warranty. And then I'm like, okay, so what do I need? Like, if I had asked those questions because obviously I'm the one without AC.
Right.
So it is my problem. I'm not going to lie. You feel me? But AC company number 2 comes out because I called the home warranty company. They're like, oh, it's covered through this. But this kind of licensed professional has to come out to fix it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I call these people. First of all, as soon as I pick up, no hold time. Like, immediately. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for calling, blah, 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 blah. How can I help you? Okay, we can schedule you in as soon as tomorrow morning. Perfect. They come in the next day. They send me a text to let me know that they're going to be there at what time. The name of the person, when what kind of color van, it's I get that because I'm like, bro, who's pulling up to my crib?
Right.
And it's the small things because I didn't really care the first time. The first guy didn't even call me.
Just not going to do it.
My dog started barking. I'm like, oh, I guess he's here.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's how I knew he was there. The guy came in, fixed my AC, gave me some tips. Unsolicited. I didn't ask for it this time. He was just like, hey man, oh, by the way, I noticed this and that about your AC. You should try looking into this and that. We do charge for this, but between you and me, you can do this and that. And I'm like, cool. I like that. Like, I like that experience because you're not only, it's like some people are greedy with their business that they feel that if they give more than necessary, these people will not. They're like, oh, I'm losing out on money. Right. By me doing free hair for somebody who's going back to school. Oh, baby, I charge $300 or, entitlement. Entitlement on both sides. Right. On both sides, too. Because there's some people be like, oh, I'm 30 minutes late. You'll wait. No, I won't.
Yeah, right. You see my face. Like, hold on real quick. Yeah. Yeah, but that also comes with, you can tell, when I was listening to you, for a person that loves what they do and for a person that doesn't, it just shows how he's talking to you, how he communicates. I feel like that's in any business,
industry, right? Like in any business or industry,
yeah. Right. Just how you come off to people, if you're rude, it just shows. Like, if you love what you do or if you do not.
It does. I learned that working at Wendy's. When my mom pointed it out, and it always stuck to me, and that's what made me want to be a good leader. One day she saw me go into work. She always used to come in sometimes and be like, oh, I'll get a Frosty real quick. And while she dropped me off, she'd just sit there for a little bit and then head out. And she walked in, and there's this manager I think her name was Leda or something like that. It was this rude, short little freaking Spanish lady, bro. Like rude as fuck. And everybody was like miserable. She saw it in their faces. I got home that night. My mom's like, that lady makes you guys look miserable. And I was like, yeah, she's a bitch. And then she's like, yeah, she looks like a bitch. And I was like, whatever, yeah, you know. Next day, I walk in. She sees me dap up my boss. Like, I dap him up. His name's Juan. He's like just cool. He's young too, you know. I mean, that's probably another thing that was a difference. He was a young manager. We did just as well. The only difference is he would let us kind of chill out.
Right.
Like, if he saw that I was like getting frustrated, he's like, yo, get out of the drive-thru. I'm gonna run the drive-thru. Just chill out. Like, go to your car, smoke a cigarette, or do it. You know. And then he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you don't have to do certain things. That doesn't mean that you should want to do that, because it's gonna come back to you.
Right.
You know, you're putting that like life into people. It's going to come back to you.
But you're right. And you see how you said that? That remind me of back to what you just was saying as well. When you was like, you didn't even want to like ask him any questions the second.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that the first man made you feel projected
Didn't make
off
me want to go on the second.
See, that's but you got to think of like as a business perspective. The way that you treat people, you can scare them.
You want some more?
Yeah, you can put some more in there.
Okay, cool.
But the way that you treat people can scare them. Like, scare them away or keep them coming. So, yeah.
And it also produces... See, remember, I'm not sure if you remember this when we used to say RGA. You remember what RGA meant in our industry?
RGA. Yeah, that's money, right?
Revenue.
Yes, revenue.
Generating activities. So it's kind of like, as a business owner, I think some people fail to have that RGA, which is, you know, how do I generate more revenue for my business?
Right.
It could be marketing. It could be philanthropy.
Yes.
Doing some free stuff like for the community. And it doesn't have to be just because, it's going to come back to me and give money. Like, I actually want to give back. You know what I'm saying? Everything is intentionality. So if your intentions is to like, I'm going to feed the homeless so I look good, but you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to get what you think you will because you're doing the things.
Exactly. That's like, never know, and if y'all know this, but never know let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, basically. And
What do you mean by that?
Like, for example, if you're going to give to the poor, why does Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat have to know? You give to the poor because you genuinely want to do it. When you genuinely want to do something, you're going to do it out the kindness of your heart, not because you want people to know about it. And that goes to where if you're going to get blessed or not. I feel like a lot of people like, I done did all this stuff for people. They're not doing it back because you're looking at what you did.
There, right.
You see, your intentions are not genuine. Your intentions are, I want you to do this back. So let's go back to not like, for example, I give you something, and you're like, that was so sweet, like, thank you so much. But then I go to someone else and like, I just had to give him this. I didn't do that out the kindness of my heart. Right.
You did that because you wanted to, or be like, guess what I gave?
Yeah. And a lot of people does, like, you have to, for real, a lot of people do that. I don't like that. A lot of people do that, and you have to just avoid those type of people.
I definitely agree. Agree. What kind of people would you say that you got to put yourself around to when you're having a business or growing a business?
People that support you. People that support everything you do. Like, I would have to say my mom supported every business I ever started. Like, when I was selling lashes in high school, this lady literally gave me $400. She said, here you go. Mind you, I'm in high school. She said, here you go.
And then you
bought me, I bought everything. I bought the lashes. I bought the cases. I went all out. And then when I told her I wanted to do Airbnb, she turned around and gave me $1,000 just to start Airbnb. I got my LLC with that. You have to have a good support team behind you, because it don't matter what business you get into. If you're not dedicated or have people around you to motivate you to do it, you're not going to do it. Like, my boyfriend, he motivates me in whatever I do. Like, it don't matter what it is. Wait. Not like those stripper, y'all. I don't think he'll support me with that one. That just popped up in my head. Like now one time I told him, like, I was like, babe, I'm finna be a bottle girl. Mind y'all, I'm not finna be no bottle girl. I'm just like, let me see his reaction.
Why do they do that? They do that.
Yeah, just to get a reaction, y'all. But no, I'm not finna be no bottle girl, okay? No. But I feel like you have to be around people first, not even just people that support you, but people that genuinely believe in you. Yeah. Like they believe that it's gonna happen, because it's one thing to have somebody around you supporting you but don't believe in you. Like, okay, I'm gonna just give her this. I know it's not gonna work. But there's a difference with supporting
everything comes back to intentionality
and believing in you. Yeah, and being genuine to people.
Being genuine. I was just, before you got here, I was watching this TikTok that really, really, like, it was such a deep TikTok. I had to get out of TikTok. Like, I was like, oof, I put my phone down.
No,
like, it was one of those.
Too many TikToks do that to me. Like, sometimes I just be like, not today.
Not today. Not right, today. Right. Let me just, right.
And I get right back in there in another hour.
It talked about how, everything is kind of vibration. There's frequencies of vibration, like, positive, negative energy. And essentially, you don't believe in that too much?
No, I believe in Jesus. Like, I believe that.
But Jesus all of that is correlated.
It's like energy.
Yeah, exactly. But energy is vibration.
No, I honestly feel like people are really. It's all about spirits. Mm-hmm. It's like the type.
It's okay. You're okay. You're in the right podcast. Yeah. So you can speak the truth.
So I just feel like it's all about who you're around, good or bad spirits. To be honest, like. And back to energy, because I feel like if you're around a person, some people don't know how to give a discernment, but if you don't know what discernment is, it's like knowing good from evil. Mm-hmm. And some people will have that gift right in front of you, and you could be so evil. You could just be so evil, and they can read that on you. Mm-hmm. And then you got to understand who that person is around. Are they around evil people or good people? Because if you're around good people, you are most likely to be good. Right. You have good energy. Mm-hmm. Back to your energy too. So it all plays a role.
Yeah, absolutely. Christianity, or let's just call it spirituality, for the sense of all religions. Spirituality and science are not too far apart. They're people
you find out the discoveries. The discoveries. Look. That's like clock that T. Like, tap into this, y'all. But the discoveries of science. I had to go deep into it. I wish my phone on the charger right now. But a scientist said that when the woman was conceiving, he's seen the light. Like God says, there's a light in you that comes before the baby comes. You gotta get. I'm gonna send you the video. I'm gonna find a video, y'all. I like
that's
the.
Crazy.
You have to
OBGYNs out there be holding back. What y'all know?
Hey, it's some scientists out there that does their job. Like, looked into a little microscope, whatever. But yeah,
I mean, I definitely think that there's a lot of mysteries in the world.
Definitely, especially in the sea.
With the yeah, for sure, definitely. So with the vibration frequency, right? Essentially, what they're saying is, in order for you to feel the best that you can, the highest level that was thought was the best was love. But there's one more above that, and it's genuinely, genuinity. Damn,
back to like being
genuine.
Yeah.
Because when you are yourself, you're free. Remember when you were telling me earlier, you're like, what's the definition of happiness?
Right.
And it's freedom, and that's being genuine. When you are yourself, you don't have to worry about who's watching. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about what you say. Right. You don't have to worry about how somebody's going to react. Me and my girlfriend were talking about this the other day, because she's very she doesn't like to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
And I'm like, are you hurting because they made you feel some type of way? She's like, yeah. Then you need to tell them something. Right. And if that person feels some type of way, that is now their problem.
Yes.
Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's really, right. It's if you're like, I made it very simple. You walk in here and I say, oh, girl, and just between you and me, let's say there's other people over there. I'm not going to make a fool out of you. I say, girl, your breath stinks. Here's some gum. My intentions is, I want somebody to tell me my breath stinks. And if it's bad that I had to give you some gum,
right?
Is if you're like, what the hell do you mean? If you get defensive, that's your problem, though. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I shouldn't have to worry about how you react,
right?
If about the truth. Now there's ways there's ways. No, for real, because it's the truth,
right?
But there's ways. Now the other thing can be said on the other side is how I communicate.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna be like, your breath stink, you need some gum,
right?
Versus, hey girl, look, I just want to let you know your breath it's a little funky. I got some gum. Do you want one?
Mm-hmm.
That's more like supportive.
Right.
I got, empathetic. Like, girl, I've been there.
Right.
Versus your breath stinks. How dare you? You see what I'm saying?
It's all about how
communicate, and your intentions.
Yes.
But when you're genuine, you start, like little kids. That's why little kids are so happy. Mm-hmm. And little kid will tell you, "Oh, you stink."
Right.
And they don't know that you're hurting your feelings. Mm-hmm. They're just saying what's in front of them. You stink. You're fat. You're tall. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they're just speaking what they see, which is truth. Mm-hmm. And that's what I feel like something that we can learn from children is that genuineness.
Right. But it's how you tell the truth too.
Right. It's how you
back to how, because like it's how you tell it, how you did it. It all plays a role in what you do and how that person take it. Like, that's crazy because just in Bible study, my pastor and we always just communicating, and it was just like, okay, say for instance a homophobic person came in here, right, and he's preaching about
homophobia. Like, wait, you're saying like homophobic sexual, came to like church?
Like a trans came to church just to like attend church or whatnot. This is just an example. And they were like, how would you do it? Would you just stop like teaching about that because you see that person come in, or would you continue teaching about it, or will you point them out? And everybody was just waiting for an answer. And then he just said, it's the way that you present it to the person. It's the way that you do things. And personally, if something don't lead you to say it, why are you saying it?
Damn. I like that. If something didn't lead you to saying it, why did you say it?
Yeah. What's the real purpose behind what you said? Right, was it to get people to agree?
Why are you doing that?
Yeah,
like forget the bullshit. Forget what you're saying. Why are you saying it?
And you have to look at some people are really like that. You will look at people and they'll like, ladies.
You're spitting bars right now, girl.
I'm telling no.
The pastor was spitting bars. That pastor spitting bars.
I'm telling you, but like even the ladies out there already know. Like some friends, they'll be like, girl, like when they get in front of dudes. Get like, oh, why you have that on? That looks so ugly. Like try to down talk you, but what was the true purpose of you saying that? Was it for you to
yourself sometimes? While making somebody feel bad in the process.
That's you just got to see the whole. We need to get to the root of the problem now.
There's this question there's these 3 questions that this philosopher used in order for you to talk about anything, and these 3 questions. And if the answer to these 3 questions are yes to all of them, not just to one of them, to all of them. Then you say what you have to say. The first question is, does something need to be said?
Right.
Yes, something does need to be said. Okay. Does this need to be said by me? Well, yes, I do need to be the one that says something because I'm the one that's afflicted. Okay. Does this need to be said by me right now? Right now.
Right now.
And then if it's like a yes, then go ahead, say it. Like, obviously something, like if it's something that drastic that you need to say something right now, then say it.
Right.
But if it's like, no, it's his birthday, But
you're right. You're right by that. All 3 of those need to be yes. That's the right way that you need to look at anything.
Before you pull that trigger.
Yes.
Before you open up that box.
Right. All of them need to be yes. That's good.
Crazy. I like that we initially came in here thinking about talking more about business, and we're talking about spirituality and how we communicate with people, which it's really funny because I told you this was free realm, so I'm glad that we even got into where we're getting into, and I think it's just because of how what I'm understanding, and tell me if I'm wrong, or I'm gonna give you some time to kind of shine the light into your industry.
Go ahead.
What are some struggles? What are some good things? Because I did want to talk about that business side of you. I'm starting to notice that building rapport thing that you mentioned of like having to build a rapport and a relationship with your client is kind of what you just did with me. We build rapport in this podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't hung out outside of work ever, I think. So that's pretty interesting to kind of get your perspective on everything and what your beliefs are. Do you implement that into your business?
Yes. I feel like that's what made me different from a lot of businesses. Like, and you have to grow. It's all about growth. But
you said that earlier.
I feel like the reason how I'm different from a lot of business is because I implicate Jesus in everything I do. When I come into the shop, I'm listening to gospel music. I'm just setting that atmosphere before I get that energy. I need to know who I'm bringing in. We don't ever know who we're bringing in. But with business, I feel like I'm big on what I believe. And
So do you believe, first, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Go
cut you
ahead.
off. Have you rejected a client? Have you been like, nah,
Yes.
I'm not going to do you.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to do your hair.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's not even about
Price or anything. It's about the character we were
it's
just
about
telling
how
you
they
about.
yes.
Yeah. That's why I was
Yes.
asking, because you was just telling you don't know who you're going to bring in there.
Right.
So that's why you,
And
I'm
that's why
picking
you
up
get
on what
those
you're putting down. I'm
yes,
picking up
you
what you're
get
putting
that energy through those messages that you receive. You know how when they reach out, ask questions, if they don't try to reverse the conversation to a good conversation, I don't reply back. And I don't want you to book, because I feel like if you're perceived like that, how would you come when you come in? And how do I have to act? I don't want to put on a facade of being who you want me to be, and I can't be who I am.
See, I'm listening to a person that's telling me, just because you're a salesperson, just because you're an entrepreneur, just because you are anybody that deals with customers, that the customer is always right, and that's not the case.
Oh no, not here.
Not here.
Not with me. I'm sorry, not with me. Yeah, where you have me messed up at, that's where I'm gonna leave you at. So I feel like if you coming off wrong from the start, and I'm trying to readdress you to go the right way, and you're not trying to, I'm gonna just leave you there while I go the right way.
Right. And it also kind of sounds like you have, you know how there's like a niche in an industry? Like, you know, some people have like, you know, they do lashes, some people
Right.
do eyebrows, right?
Right.
You have a niche
Yes.
clientele.
Yes.
That's the other thing, which I kind of like, because you're picking your clientele. You work off of referrals,
Right.
You're building
Yes.
your referral,
I love
and
that.
the referrals are built off of what you like, what you decide to set the standard.
Yes.
This is the standard for my business. Don't come here expecting a free
Anything
ride.
less.
Don't and also don't come in here expecting, like you just said, anything less
Right.
than the grade. I like that.
I
like
love that. I love that. And that goes back to how I run my business now is what I've been through then. Why you have to think about when I said rapport. When I first started doing hair, I was not thinking about building no relationship with anyone. I was not thinking about, oh, I want these clients to become like family, how I'm thinking now. Like every client that I have now is just like, I really feel so close to them. I'm like, I love my clients so
Yeah.
much. Like, how do I know about your kids' birthdays? Like, how, and that all came from back to life insurance. That happened in life insurance. I felt like
Wow.
I had to go through that in
Yeah.
order to become who I am.
That's amazing.
Like, I didn't know about building relationships,
Right.
rapport, having that communication skills until I got there. I had to be on the phone with people, communicating to get their yes.
Yeah. And then,
But
then
now
you
I
get
have
to that
that
point where
yes
you're like,
in
can I
real
get your
life.
social over the phone? And you're like,
My phone acting up.
right. No, but yeah, I'm glad you took it that way. I mean, I'm gonna give you your Stella Roses while you're here. You're doing great for somebody your age. Congratulations. I mean, how well would you say your business is going, or where is it headed?
I feel like it's I love y'all so much. Honestly, it's something new coming. It's a new chapter. It's a new, I feel like I've been doing hair for 5-6 years. 5-6 years now. And it's something new coming. And I'm saying, like, not just for the hair industry, motivating women or whatnot to uplift themselves and stuff. It's something new coming for, I feel like, for people, like all around, not just for women, but for the poor. Let's just leave it there for the poor.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm gonna say for the poor because it's something coming, but I'm not gonna speak on it yet.
Right. Let it just kind of manifest itself. Let it.
Yes,
do
let it
its
happen.
own. Right,
let it happen, and we have to be patient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be patient.
I'm right there with you, girl. I mean, I lack patience. I will admit that. That's one of the strongest, like one of the hardest that I have to work on.
So was you impatient with me today?
No, actually. No, I told you it's Friday night. I ain't got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing planned besides this. So at the end of the day, it's not like I was going to go to sleep anytime soon.
I was just hoping. I was just like,
no,
please,
you're fine.
Please.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So tell me this. You say you like to motivate women. There are a couple of women listeners out there that are listening like you did when you heard Pam.
Yes.
What is some advice that you would like to give to that audience?
Do what you love and live in your purpose. I feel like a lot of people, we start trying to backtrack and figure things out on our own when we don't have to. And when I say we don't have to figure out anything on our own, because that's where we put ourselves in a hole, trying to do it all by ourselves. And I was just in a hole years ago, still. So you have to dig out that hole, and not alone. You don't dig out that hole alone. When you get in that hole, and when you're in that hole, the only thing you have to do is pray, okay? And you're gonna get out of that hole. Like, you have to realize where you failed. Because a lot of people, they don't realize that they fail. It's just like, okay, I'm here. Okay,
it's not working.
Yeah, it's not working no more. I'm gonna just stay here. They just like whatever. After putting themselves in that hole, they put themselves there. Nobody else, like no one else, put you in that hole but you.
Right.
So whatever, I feel like
where you are in life, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's because of all of the actions that you.
Yes, that you took in without the right stepping in your right purpose. And that's with me as well, y'all. Like, I tried to figure out a lot of things alone, and I had to realize, like, I'm not doing this alone. And that's the reason how I flourish in my business, how all these ideas are coming, how this opportunity came up on the table, how brand memberships coming, and so much more. But honestly, I can honestly say that keep moving forward. But move forward in your purpose, because like with life insurance, I did life insurance as a plan C because I was trying to figure out life. When if I was patient and just stayed where I was, I could be farther than where I am today. So yeah.
I love that. I really appreciate your kind words. We definitely have about like another like 10 minutes or so, a little less than that. But I love so far the conversation. You definitely have brought some light into the podcast. I like the attitude, the energy. What do you think are some struggles in the industry? Not just like the day-to-day, but in the industry.
With business or
just, well, I guess in general in your industry. So you do hair and you do nails, right?
No,
or you just do hair?
I do hair.
You don't do nails?
No.
You've never gotten into nails?
I tried.
Okay. No.
I tried to do nails. I tried to do lashes. I tried to do a lot of things.
Hair is what's stuck.
Hair is what was already in me. Yeah, like I picked up a doll when I was a little girl. I picked up that doll and I did that doll hair without my mom having to show me how to do that doll.
Hands on.
Yeah. That's and good. The crazy thing is my mom used to be a hairstylist.
Oh, wow. So it's in your
blood.
My
grandma
That's what
used
you
to
mean
be a hairstylist.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
That's why it was just in me. You just have to find your purpose and where you are. So
what are some of those struggles within the business?
I'll say struggles are really the struggles then are not the struggles now. But when I first started, you see, your struggles always change. So I would say back then it was like, oh, I need to get clients. I'm not like nobody don't know about me. That's the reason why prices was listening. Okay.
You feel like you got to go through that? You
have to go through that in the business. You have to start off being low. You can't just expect to start and be charging, I'm about to charge $1,000 for these braids. Girl, you just started yesterday. It's like you have to start off somewhere. And I started off doing hair for free on my cousin's hair. And then next thing you know, people hit me up on Instagram like, hey, how much do you charge for this? I wasn't even charging for this. But hey, I only charge, $50.
And then eventually those $50 turns into like, oh, okay, girl,
that $50 turned into 100 to 200 to 300. Like, when I tell you the struggles then.
That's crazy. I'm in the wrong industry, y'all.
Hey, it's all about, it's not even just the industry. It's about, it don't matter what industry you are in, you just got to be the best at it.
Come on.
Like,
I like that.
You just
say
have
it
to
again.
be.
Say it again.
It don't matter what industry you in. Just be the best at it.
Be the best at it.
And you have to also know who you're attracting.
That's
because a lot of people, if you're selling noodles, if everybody around you selling noodles, like let's just say you're selling noodles, everybody in here selling noodles, how are you different?
Right.
Although, say for instance, their noodles are $2, but your noodles have better flavor. They're going to spend more money with you.
Of course. Even if yours is $3.
Yeah, it's all about who you attract. And now that's the struggles now.
And I also think that a lot of people are willing to take anything. Because, there's times, because we always going to come back to that, to where we met, which is the life insurance industry. There's times where we'd be willing to get the sale that something told us this is going to be a chargeback. This is going to be a chargeback.
Yes.
And we still go through with it because we become desperate, and desperate comes from lack of confidence.
And needing it, though. Desperate doesn't just come from like, oh, I'm not confident in it. Like, it's, I need that.
Right.
Because back to life insurance, you got to understand, if you did not get a sale, you can be behind on bills.
But the same thing can be said about what you do now. If you don't get, if you mess up one time, somebody's like, oh, this girl don't know what the hell is she doing.
Right.
Then you would have to kind of start over. Not over, but you would have to.
But that's why you offer different styles. Like, I don't just offer knotless braids. I offer stitch braids, tribal braids, soft locks, so you can get a dib and dab, anything. I'm centered around braiding, but it's different types of braids you can get. Now you just got to know what you specialize in, and your client has to know how their head shape is, because what might look right on one person does not mean it will look right on you. Although the style is pretty, it's pretty on her, and you put it on you, it's just like, oh, it don't look the same. It's the exact same style, but it's just on you.
So let me wait. Yo, girl, I love you spitting right now. But so if somebody came at you with, hey, girl, I want some box braids, I want some French braids. I'm just naming the braids that I know. I know like 2 or 3. But if somebody came at you with like, hey, I want this kind of style, and baby, are you going to be like, I'm going to do what she says because she's my client, or are you still going to propose that you try something different?
I educate my clients.
Okay.
I educate them. Like, hey.
And then they still make their final decision because it's their money and their head at the end of the day.
I'd be like, hey, girl, now you know you don't got no edges for this. You might not have no edges for the style you're trying to get.
And you going to keep it real with them too?
I keep it real with my girls. That's why you think they're coming back. For real. But I'm like, no, girl, I don't think this gonna work. Like, one of my clients, she I asked her, can I do a flip over? The second time. The first time she had asked me, could I do a flip over? And I was like, no, I don't like that. I told her, I'm like, I don't like that, girl, that's ugly. And I moved forward. And she's like, okay. She went with my business perspective of it because I do it. But listen, now the second time she came, she got the same exact style but shorter. And I'm like, girl, let's do a flip over. She said, didn't you say that was ugly? And I'm just like, oh, but I want to do it now. So that's what I'm saying. So sometimes it's all about the stylist. It's all just about everything.
To a certain extent, I've always felt like that with a barber, right? When I go to a barber, when I was younger, my mom didn't have money for me to get a haircut.
Right.
So a lot of the times, the only times where Edwin would get a haircut from the ages of 8 till probably like 14.
Right.
It was Christmas, some kind of holidays. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going to somebody's birthday party. Right. We got to take, you know what I'm saying? My mom, but other than that, like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, me being in the barbershop, no. We can get my stepdad can shave my head in the back. I've been there.
Yeah.
So since I didn't know what a fade was. I didn't know what a blowout was. I didn't know what a tape, like just overall like skin fade. I always liked skin fades. I didn't know what it's called, skin fade. So I'm like, can you make it so like it's clear at the bottom? He's like, clear. I'm like, yeah, like you know, like no hair.
Right.
He's like you want me to do a 0? And the first time the man bald, like there wasn't no fade. It was just bald. And I'm here like he gave me a crew cut.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no.
He just didn't know.
Right, he didn't know, but and I didn't know.
Right.
But I've always wanted to like, and I have done this once, where I let a barber just do his thing. I came in there with like kind of like a chia pet. I came in there with a little mini fro.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And I was like, yo, do your thing.
Right.
And he's like, what you mean? I said, yo, just do your thing. Like, make me look good, bro. I don't care how I look. Just make me look good. And I like that because it's like, you're the professional. I don't go to the AC guy and be like, I think you should fix this. No, bro. Make me, like, fix my AC. Fix my AC.
Right.
So to a certain extent, we know what we want. We do because we're the consumer.
Right.
And we want to consume your product.
Right.
As a person who's in control of the product, you're like,
yeah. See? So it's vice versa.
Yeah.
Everything's like, okay, we both have to agree on it before we move forward. Like, I have to agree on doing it, or you have to agree on getting it.
So, I like that a lot. Thank you so much.
But What else? The struggle, that struggle, what was like building clientele, and now the struggle that I'm like currently getting over is basically getting. Well, actually, I feel like it's over. Thank God. But
What was the most recent getting over what?
Getting those lesser clients that used to pay so less out. Now I don't want to say a couple, but you see how that's why I'm like, you have to, the way that you present yourself at the beginning is not the way that you're going to be at the end. So at the beginning, I'm doing cheap styles. I'm attracting cheap people. We got to understand that you attract who you want. At that time, I'm attracting people that don't want to pay over $100 or don't want to tip. Now I'm attracting, listen, I'm attracting some women that does not care about the price. They say, girl, I love your work. Tell me the price and I'm paying it. Like, tell me if this is good or not and I'm going to pay it. They don't care what I say as long as I let them know what it is. So now it's just like, I done had some clients that still comes to me from back then to now, and they like, girl, your prices are so high now. And I'm not the type like, well, you're not really the client for me, because you was the client for me when back then, and I assume that you still are. You just can't afford me now. But it's not like I'm not going to do your hair, but it's not like I'm going to lesser my prices either.
For the haters out there, real quick, because I gotta say something. First of all, thank you for that, because you are spitting facts, and I am so glad that you're open with that,
Right?
Because you know some of your girls are gonna be watching this.
Yeah,
and
y'all.
you're open with it. You're so open with it, and it's genuine. And I'm not saying that people are gonna hate on that, because they will.
Right.
They will. But what I'm gonna spit real quick, y'all, is what I'm trying to get out, because I just keep blah 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 blah. You just cut the fat out the meat, and it's called like an 80-20 rule. And it's almost like the kind of culture that you talked about earlier, the kind of vibe that you want, the kind of energy, the kind of clients that you want are elevating as you are elevating.
Yes.
If you did not support me when I was in the lows, because I'll be honest with you, I've invited a couple people to my podcast.
Right.
Some people were like, yeah, left me on red. Some people were like, meh. Like, some people just didn't even reply.
Right.
So now it's like, okay, I don't take it personal, but I'm like you. I like competition, and when I get to the top, I will be like,
they're going to be reaching out
like,
to
damn,
you.
hey, let me get on that. Okay, it's gonna be 10,000 to be on my slot.
Okay, come on now, come on, because it didn't just like that. Now that reminds me, you are the brand. You are your brand. Although you are bringing us on here, it's you that we want to speak to, and you all too. But all things that when you have good energy, people will want to be around you. Honestly,
it. Thank you.
So like that's what I had to tell myself. Like with me getting all these brands and stuff, and people reaching out to me, trying to like collab, all this, and I really had to
Sometimes
sit down,
step back.
You have to step back and realize, are you promoting that brand or are you promoting yourself? Like, how do you come? Like, how do you
come
play?
across, right.
Yes, how do you play a role in it? Like, do you want to just, say for instance, I'm modeling from Nike. People only know me from Nike. Like, oh, she's a model for Nike. They don't know who I am outside of Nike. So you have to be the brand for your business.
I like that.
So I'm here today because you are the brand of your business. And I'm like, I don't care who didn't respond. Honestly, I did not care. I don't care whoever didn't respond. I'm here today because I'm like, I see something. When I seen her, I'm like, this is where you are today is not who you're going to be.
Exactly.
So yeah,
and what you were saying earlier about cutting that off is something that I also learned in leadership. There's people that will not produce. Like if you're working in sales, there's your top 20%, is the 80-20 rule. The top 20% of your people are going to produce 80% of the results. So like if I have a group of 10 agents, the top 2 dogs are going to outdo the bottom 8.
Yes.
Right? And you've seen that shit.
Yes. You already knew who I'm thinking
about. How I
about.
had 1 or 2 big people, my brother and this other dude, Eduardo, were just bang, bam. Both of them together could go against 4 or 5 other people.
Right.
Same thing with your business. You have clients. My cousin, who is a financial advisor, owns his own firm in Fort Lauderdale.
Ooh.
He told me that about 2-3 years ago, he cut off a lot of the low income, and what he considers low income is less than 100K. But
okay.
But anyway, right. but anything to him that was like, okay, I have a new vision and direction for my business.
Right.
I am now certified to do this, and that. my level is now this, and that.
Right.
I am here.
Right.
Right? It's not because your ego is there.
Yeah.
It's because your skill set
is there. Right.
So now it's like, hey, y'all, prices are going up. Now, people are going to say, damn, like, why are prices going up? Instead of realizing, how has her job been? Because I can go through your Instagram and be like, this is where she started. Oh, that's okay. And this is where she's at now. That's not the same work.
Thank you.
That's not the same work. You know, and it's like that. They say that Leonardo da Vinci was on a, I guess he was in some kind of cafe, and the waiter was like, oh my God, you know, can I get a drawing on a napkin? And he's like, okay. Drew some in the napkin. Boom, give it to me. He's like, it's gonna be 10,000. And then he's like, but it only took you 2 seconds. He's like, yeah, but it took me an entire lifetime to master what I just drew.
Right.
So it's kind of like, people can say, girl, but it only took you an hour to do my hair. But it took me years, 6 years, you said?
Come on now.
To do this in an hour.
To perfect it.
To be able to do it in an hour.
Yes.
So that's what people aren't missing. And you had to cut off that fat.
But you got to understand, a customer and the owner, you got to look at it as a businesswoman or just the consumer of it. That's the reason, like, a lot of people look at it like, oh, like you said, oh, you only did that in an hour. They didn't look at it as a business perspective. I feel like you have to have that business mindset molded in you to know about, like, the whole, how you just pointed out everything back then and right now. It's not the same work. They look at it like, oh, well, it only took you this long. But they don't think about how long it really took
to learn how to do it.
Come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're doing great. I'm very proud of you. I know we don't talk like that, and I know it may not mean much coming from somebody that is not involved in your life on a day to day, but for somebody your age, you're way ahead of where I was when I was 21.
Right.
I didn't have the grasp in my life. I honestly was just more of like focused on women at that time of my life. I was more focused on my pride, making myself look good because I
yes, you were. Yes.
That's crazy. Wild. First of all, I said 21. You met me when I was like 26.
No, but you were kind of like that still.
Yes.
You were kind of like that still.
Yes.
Not to put him out there, y'all.
No, it's okay.
Not to put him out there.
Look, my girl knew what she signed up for.
I can see a big difference. Like, honestly, from when you text when you texted me and me here today, and from what back to when I first, like, you know, was around you. Now today I get a chance to tap into getting more about, you know, getting more to know you.
Like a refresh button.
Yeah. Now that right there, the person I met back then, because I tell you, big booties, that's all you used to talk about. Like, you used to talk about women so much.
Yeah.
Sit cocked up in your chair, talk about women.
Yeah.
If you're not selling, you talk about women.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ain't no way you got this many women. No way.
There is a way. But I will be vulnerable and say something here. I think that for a big part of my life, I didn't have the confidence.
Right.
And I overcompensated it by trying to sleep with women and trying to, like, again, justify, like, and don't get me wrong, I am a lover of women in the sense, because I have a girlfriend, so it's not like I'm out here being a hoe, right? But I'm saying I'm a lover of women in the sense that
Repeat that. You say you're not out here being a what?
A hoe.
Thank you.
Oh.
I love that. I love that for her. I love that.
She turned it.
What? I love that, honestly.
But
really
you know,
do.
she knows how I am in the sense of lover of a woman is I was raised by a single mother. I put women in a pedestal. I admire women, especially women have always had more of an influence in my life than men. I think that men speak with their ego, women speak with their hearts.
Amen.
Now, sometimes women obviously have a more emotional.
Can you repeat that, please?
Men
Come on. Listen. Women speak with their heart and men speak with their ego.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
And like, we could cling to that even though my glass is empty.
Come on.
But it found I came to a point where like I said, you know, I wasn't that confident, and then once I had like sophomore, junior year, I gained more of a confidence in myself, and then from there and another thing is a title. When you have a title in a company, like you're a supervisor or anything like that, a lot of women, there's always that power complex, and they're always like admired by you, like, oh, he's a supervisor, and they're always looking at you, this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
And again, you take advantage of that as somebody who doesn't, you have the confidence, but you don't have that internal confidence to kind of repel and separate. And like you said, the discernment of what kind of, because I had to separate, I think men have an easy way of separating love and sex. However,
women doesn't. I feel like
yeah, women don't, for sure. Women don't.
No, hold on. No. Listen, I feel like some women get emotionally attached during sex.
Here's the best way I can put it. My cousin said this the other day, and it's the best way I've ever heard it being said. A woman has to respect the man that she's with. Right. Or not necessarily with, but even to hook up with. Right. She has to respect that man in order to hook up with him. A man does not. Some men do not respect the woman that they're sleeping with. They just want to sleep with a woman. Mm-hmm. And what I was going to get to was the fact that I had to grow up and realize when you're having sex with somebody, you are changing energies and you are exchanging. Yes. There's a soul connection. Yes. And if you have the wrong person, the wrong energy,
you're going to be out here fighting stuff you ain't playing on. You don't know what happened. Like, you just woke up mad.
Right. just woke up mad.
So, you see? So I feel like you'll know. But, like, you be like, I ever wake up like this. Mm-hmm. You said you a morning person. You happy? You just grumpy?
This happened to me when I was 21, about to be 22. Mm-hmm. I still remember. I hooked up with an individual. Well, obviously, it's a female, but that doesn't go without saying.
Yeah, please say individual. No, please say female.
Individual, I had to clarify.
Let's clarify.
But... a couple of days, it didn't happen like the day of, the day after, but a couple of days later, I just kept feeling like down, just actually down. And I'm not that, me, even though I used to talk a lot about women in sales, like you said, but
you was hyped about it.
I was always a hype person, so I was just down. My mom's even like, hey, are you okay? And I'm here like, I had to analyze self-analyze and be like, am I sad about something? I'm like, my job's good. I'm like, because you gotta go through a checklist. Am I good here? Yeah. Did I owe anybody money? No. Did I? Is my mom okay? She healthy? Yeah, she healthy. I just got paid. I got a fat bonus. Wait. So what's going on? And then I'm like, and at that time I didn't know. At the time I really didn't know. Right. And I just kind of ignored it. I was just like, oh, I'm just living. I guess it's just part of life. When I got older and I heard a sermon talk about the exchange of not just sexual fluids, but of that internal soulful connection. Right,
and that's why
of the energy of people. You're literally locking in with that person. Come on now.
That's why they say that, no, not they say, but in the Bible it states, wait until marriage. You have to wait until marriage. You got to understand. I feel like the reason why we're supposed to wait is because of those connections. If we go, like, honestly, I had one friend. Now, this is love. On top of off topic, but one friend, she was just like, oh lordy, nah, I can't even say that, but since I'm opening it up now, one friend was just like, honestly girl, if you she was like, honestly girl, if you had I don't curse y'all, but if you had a HOE phase,
I'll say it for her, whole phase.
Yeah, if I had that phase, you probably wouldn't be with the person you're with today. And I was just like.
Did she say you have a whole phase?
She said if I had
you
one,
would not be with the man that you are with.
Yeah, like if I experienced more people. Oh. More people. That was the whole thing. Like if you experience more people, you
give off that aura.
Yeah, but I'm like, so aura. do you think I'm finna sleep around with everybody until I find the right person I want to sleep with? Nah. No, it don't work like that. I feel like you don't ever know. First off, you don't know who your husband going to be, who your wife. I mean, you sometimes we think we know, but you really don't know.
No, I understand.
But there just comes the part like, I don't know who that's going to be, but that's not like I'm finna go sleep around with everybody to find out.
Right?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I definitely I've came a long way. I'm grateful to it. That's why I made the podcast. I just think that
that's good.
Just like how you speak into your clients, I like to speak into people. I had to go through a depressive state for me to get out of it and realize, wait, I know what I want to do. I want to be a life coach. I've always been a life coach without the title. I always, you know what I'm saying? Like you always have something without the title. And I knew that I meant to be this because I cried. And I don't cry. Like, look, my mom used to hit me. Like what the hell? I ain't gave birth to no woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, tying that shit up.
Right.
So I don't really cry like that. And it's not because I don't want to, or I hold it back.
Right.
When I cry, I let it go. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, there's a couple movies that I'm like,
Not
you
just
make me
about
watch. Listen, girl. So I was like, I was praying and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, God, what is it that I want to do?
Right.
And it's like, what you've always done. Those exact words came to my head, what you've always done. And I'm like, what is I made done? And I'm here like, because I don't know if you knew this about me, but I did some stand-up comedy for a while. Right? And I've always envisioned myself on stage. But then the narrative of me being on stage changed from me just being a comedian to me being a life coach. Being on stage and speaking, still being funny, still being who I am, still being that entertainer.
Just a different title.
But a different title.
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And God spoke that and put that in me. And I'm glad that, first things first, we did talk a little bit about business today.
Right.
But I'm glad that this took almost a whole nother route and we talked a lot more than that.
I feel like exactly what happened today is what needed to happen.
Exactly.
Because you don't know who this is going to reach or who needs to hear. So this is just some little extra for you. Let it flow. We might had it all planned out, but you just let it flow.
Let it flow.
Because I'm telling you, you don't know who, you don't know what can touch somebody. I feel like a lot of this is finna touch a lot of people, finna touch a couple of ears and a couple of hearts. But hopefully, when it touch your ears, it gets to your heart too. Okay,
Absolutely.
now.
You've spoken some truth today. I really appreciate you coming over.
Thank you so much.
It's about that time.
Yes, y'all.
And thank you for watching another episode. Any last words? Anything else you got? Anything you want to promote?
Hopefully I'll be here again, you all.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's without a doubt.
I hope to see you all again because next year is something. Not even next year because a lot of people start sleeping, start going to sleep. Like, okay, it's only 3 months less than a year. This is the time to grind.
No,
okay?
It's okay, but you better by next year. Because
next year. Right. And when y'all see me again, I hope to have some better news for you all. A new chapter. A new chapter, okay? A new chapter is open. And yeah.
Well, cheers to that. Thank you for joining us.
And he has some this time.
Hey, I did have some this time. Thank you so much for joining us on W.K.H podcast.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.